So Hunter and I have been talking about it, and these young horses have been in the corrals and they're doing great. But they're kind of getting a little claustrophobic. So, we just decided it's time to take them on a trail ride. This trip around the Girl Scout camp is really good for these colts. They haven't really been exposed to a whole lot. They've been in these pens around the barn and they've seen some cattle, but today we're going to open them up into the big country. We're going to show them some woods and some trails. We're going to go over railroad tracks. We're going to cross water. We're going to go through brush. We're going to see wildlife. There's going to be scary stuff in the woods, maybe. We don't know, but we're all going to survive it and make it back. And when they get back to the barn, they're going to be better horses for sure. There's an old saying in horsemanship: persistence overcomes resistance. Railroad tracks are just a fact of life on this range. It's a big obstacle, but you know what? If they're going to make it around here, they got to get over it. Hunter did just right with this filly when they approached the tracks. She wasn't real sure about him at first. She was just kind of checking him out, but he just kept quietly asking, and what do you know? Before long, she went right across. I don't know how a horse sees the world. It seems to me like they've got a little problem with depth perception. Like maybe they can't see all that well when things are directly under their nose. And I think for that reason, most young horses have a real problem crossing water early on. And there's only one way to get them over that, and that's just to continually, quietly encourage them. And eventually they'll have enough trust in us just to trudge right through. Well, it's a lot of hard work, but it is worth it to see the change come about in these young horses after we take them out away from the barn. It takes a huge amount of trust on their part to go with us, to go out through the woods, cross the railroad tracks and the water and everything. But dadgum, it just makes all the difference in the world. And it's a lot of work on our part. We're hot and we're tired, but it's darn sure worth it. I think I'm going to go jump in the creek with Hank now. Just like with everything else, training young horses, it's important to not make a big deal out of things that shouldn't be a big deal. Crossing obstacles is no different. If my horse is upset about a particular object or piece of debris in the road, I just don't make a big deal out of it. And I'll show you right now how I get the job done. So this colt's already spotted this blanket that we laid out here, and he's not really sure what it is. That's okay. I'm not even really going to look at it, pay too much attention to it. I'm just going to quietly ride him back over here. And what I try to do is I just try to ask him to continue to go forward. just gonna be real quiet. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of that blanket. When he's looking at the blanket, I'm not gonna pull on his face at all. I'm not gonna squeeze him with my legs. When he looks at the blanket, I'm gonna take all the pressure off of him. There, that's pretty good. He's gonna get a little bit closer and closer. And this technique or this way of riding works whether you're crossing water or logs or a blanket or going past a plastic bag on the trail. Every time he goes forward, every time I feel his, even though he doesn't pick up a foot, if an ear flicks forward or he shifts his momentum forward, I take all the pressure off. There, all right, that's okay. Now he might jump it first. Really want him just to step on it. There we go. You know, training horses and raising kids are a lot alike. Basically, you give them a lot of love, you give them the tools they're gonna need to succeed, and at the end of the day, you just gotta trust them to go out there and make the right decisions. All right. All right, so what we're gonna do is I want you to pull out and to the left. I want you to swing out wide enough where you don't drop the corner of the trailer off in that water, okay? The left axle. And then I want you to get straight on the road, okay? And then I want you to back up the road. Now there's nothing for you to hit, but I want you to make sure that you stay. There's a fence right there. Well, right, that fence is a long way off the road. Just make sure that you keep the tires off the grass and on the road, okay? Don't have to go fast, all right? We just want to make sure that we get this down. Abigail turned 15 here recently, and she's wanting to take over my old ranch truck, and I made her a deal. I told her if she could learn how to back a 24-foot stock trailer through a gate using only her mirrors, then she could use my truck. So we're gonna give that first go today, and we'll see what happens. You're good, keep coming. Cut it to the right. Cut it to the right, there you go. That's how you get back under. There you go, keep coming. Cut it to the right, baby. You're going back to the left. Cut it to the right. There you go, now straighten. Now straighten. I don't know why Abigail would want to drive that old ranch truck around. I mean, her mother gave her a perfectly good minivan to drive.
Man, I waited 6 months to get my license. I'm not driving any minivan.
You know, confidence is the key. If Abigail can learn to back that trailer through a gate, then she's going to be able to handle anything that she encounters out on the road. And it's the same with Lucky. If Lucky can trust me enough just to walk across that tarp, well, then he's going to have all the skills that he'll need to handle anything out on the trail. So as long as he walks around it, I'm going to keep the pressure up. You can see my hands are elevated. There. There, now he's walking across it. My hands are elevated and my legs are applying pressure to his sides, suggesting to him that I want him to go forward. As soon as he moves it forward, I take all that pressure off. I don't want him picking it up again because he's just delaying what we're trying to do here. There, oh, that's nice. Good job, bud. Good job. There's no fear, there's no jerking, there's no poking with spurs or anything like that. It's just nice, kind, gentle, slow pressure. Park him right back here on top of it. There you go, bud. I don't know what else we could ask for. That's obstacle training. There, cut it hard to the left, hard to the left. And now back, now back. There, you see what happened there? Now to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Hard to the right. There, now straighten it up. There you go, good. Good job. Just straight. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. You did pretty good. That was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you all were videoing me.
Yeah. And critiquing you as well.
The cha-cha slide. To the right, to the right, to the left. Take it back now, y'all. That's what I was singing that in my head the whole time.
Hey, whatever works for you. If that, if that'll, save on our insurance, whatever you got to do.